Hey, what's going on, y'all? So we got an interesting video today. We're gonna be reacting to. It's called, y'all can see there on the corner, attractive male influencers exposing how desperate men are to have pretty privilege, right? So I know I talk about like the handsome privilege a lot on my channel and like, you know, handsome topics, but I really just I don't want that to be the only thing I discuss because I want y'all to have be well rounded, right? I don't want y'all to just focus on looks and think that's gonna only thing that's gonna carry you through life. So let's get into the video. Like, subscribe. Let's go.
We have all of these industries that are exploiting male insecurities in the same way that the cosmetics industry has been exploiting female insecurities forever, right? This recent surge in the fitness industry is driven almost entirely by men becoming obsessed with their own attractiveness, right?
To actually get women beyond maybe like a few pointless physical encounters, you have to have some substance. You have to be, you have to be deeper than just a pretty face. Whereas with men, you don't. Like when you turn that around, when a man is getting with a woman, all you have to do is be attractive and he will marry her. You know what I mean? Like, not to say he will treat her right, but he will be with that woman as long as she's attractive. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this term, but I've used it on my channel many times. Chad, right? Chad, they call them Chads and Tyrones. For the black guys, I guess we're Tyrones when we're attractive. And Chad is for attractive white men. So essentially, there is this belief in the incel community that all you have to do is be attractive to get women. That's all you have to do is be attractive. And they clearly don't know anything about what it takes to get women. And when I say get women, I don't mean to sleep with women. I do believe to some extent, if you're super attractive physically, then, obviously you can sleep with women whatever. You can have access to more women. Nobody is denying that.
Yeah.
But to actually get women beyond maybe like a few pointless physical encounters, you have to have some substance. You have to be, you have to be deeper than just a pretty face. Whereas with men, you don't. Like when you turn that around, when a man is getting with a woman, all you have to do is be attractive and he will marry her. You know what I mean? Like, not to say he will treat her right, but he will be with that woman as long as she's attractive. Men really don't care about much else outside of physical beauty. Also, men don't have to worry about, being harmed by the woman. And most women, no matter what she looks like, is going to take care of that man and make that man's life easier. So there's other things to it too. But what I'm saying is like a lot of times there are better matches for men that he may not be as physically attracted to, but he will forego those women to get with the woman he's physically attractive to.
I want to say something. He said like, men, we don't really care about other qualities other than looks, and yeah, to a certain extent, but I think that we should care a little more, especially if you're like looking to date someone seriously and settle down, right? You should want to vet them on, okay, what qualities does this woman have? I've made that mistake, in the past where I just I dated a girl like just because she looked a certain way, and I looked past the qualities, that I saw, or maybe even like red flags. Which happens with you're attractive. People will look past the qualities, right? And yeah, you may get, like you mentioned, you may get pointless sex. That's always good you're always good for that if you're attractive. You're always good for sex or short-term things, right? People may not always see long-term with you. But if you really want to be in a relationship, to be married one day, you have to be a overall well-rounded human being. You don't have to just focus on looks because, yeah, they say looks fade, right? But if you're already attractive now and you have good bone structure, you'll most likely be attractive when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, especially if you take care of yourself, you have healthy habits, right? So looks are not the main focus, but you want to be a well-rounded person.
He'll look beyond, he'll glance right over all the other connections that he has with this one woman to go for the woman that's more attractive. We all know that as a society. I'm not saying anything that's revolutionary here, right? Like, we all can accept this.
Hi, Mark Barden at Sandy Hook Promise here.
I'm sorry, I don't got YouTube Premium.
when the gunman
Bear with me. Bear
shot
with
his.
me.
But men are crashing out in 2025 because there is a shift, somewhat of a shift. Women are going after men because they are attractive, if that makes sense. And what I'm saying is prior to the days when women were able to take care of themselves financially, they had to take more into account when choosing a mate. That's why women, to me, are better at choosing mates. It's not that if you ask that question, like, well, why are women, getting divorced? That's because of the men. The men end up failing the women. But I'm saying the system in which women use to find a good mate is way more comprehensive and way more accurate than the ones that men use. It's just that women are better people than men. So it looks like the results for men are better, right? Because we don't get cheated on as much. We don't ever get abused. We don't get manipulated. We don't get gaslit, all these other things.
I don't want to say I disagree with what he's saying, but come on now, women do just as much shit as men do. Like, they be cheating too. Women are just as sexual as men, so it's like to say, oh, women aren't doing anything really, and the men are doing stuff. It's not really all the way true, right? I'm not blaming women. We love women over here. I'm not saying anything bad. I live in reality, man. Women are just as bad as the men. Like, literally, nowadays.
Things that's just a reflection of the women we are in relationships with. That's not because of the women we necessarily chose. But when you flip that around, it's like women are using they're like mad scientists when they're choosing mates.
They are.
But men are still burning them because men are terrible. It just goes to show you how terrible men are.
Yeah, women can be bad too, but men we be on some bullshit. I won't lie. We do. We be on some BS. And women do have a lot more standards when it comes to finding a partner. Not just like sex, right? Women will look past a lot of shit just for sex. But if she's looking for a partner, oh yeah, there's a huge vetting process. Like, how's your relationship with your mom? How's your relationship with your family member, like your brother, sister, whoever, right? What kind of person are you? Do you believe in God? How do you dress? How much money do you make? Like, there's a lot of things that they use, right? We know.
So I can separate those two things, right? The results from the criteria, from the system that the women use. I say all of that to say this. I just came across some content. I came across this dude, this content creator. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to know this man. I had no idea he existed. It is what it is. Why would I, right? But I just came across this man, and this is a very, very interesting situation here, and I want to get into it. So this guy's name is Marlon. He's a content creator. He's extremely attractive, clearly. Women love him, I'm sure, from what from what I've seen. And men love him too. Heterosexual men love Marlon, right? Marlon is living the life that they wish they can live. Yeah. He is living the life of an attractive woman in a lot of these men's minds, right? I mean, floating through life, getting by on being attractive. That's
when they say attractive, I've said it before, like, sometimes attractive men and attractive women live similar realities. Like, when you're an attractive man, you kind of become on the same playing field as an attractive woman in terms of, like, attention, right? Attractive women have their privileges look a little different than attractive men, but like, for men, we get certain privileges too, of course. It's just the way it is. Like, I just want to say, bro, again, I don't like to preach looks are everything. I say this on all my videos, but this is a real thing, okay?
That's how they're viewing this, man, right? And I think it's so funny that this is proving that men this whole time have literally just been jealous of women because they follow Marlon, they love Marlon, they embrace Marlon.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Yeah.
And they don't call him a thought or a bopper or
Nope.
a gold digger or anything like that. They want to be Marlon.
And that's how it is. It's interesting. Sometimes they can either hate on you or admire you, other men, as an attractive man. You see it time and time again. If you have this experience, like sometimes men will look at you out of jealousy, out of admiration, or a mix of both. I feel like jealousy is like low key admiration. So when you have other men giving Marlon praise, and it's just like saying, oh, you know, bro's just living life on easy mode, and you see even with the King 6'8" guy, like people just want to be attractive nowadays. It's like that's all they care about, right? But once you actually become attractive, you see that it's really not. It's cool, but it's like, you know, it's not. You're still human. You're still a human being. So it's like, who are you? You feel me? And I think a lot of these guys, bro, especially like average guys, they hate women, bro. I'm gonna be real. A lot of these dudes walking around hate women. Like, they turn to this red pill content and they go their own way because they haven't put in any real work. So when they go out, they get horrible experiences, and then they look at guys like this and they live through these types of guys, right? And then the whole time they hate women, and they don't even really want to try anymore to actually look better.
But
this shit
the
gets
woman,
deep,
the female version of Marlon gets denigrated and degraded every single chance these men get. Oh, she's not even that hot.
Literally,
she's
bro.
a 3, really. She's a 6,
Literally.
really. Oh, the only reason why
you dudes be hating on these women for what, bro? Like, we don't hate women on this channel, all right? So if y'all come over here with that shit, just go on, bro. I do this to help men, and if there's women watching me, that's cool too, but I do this channel to help men. I'm telling y'all, we do not need to hate women, okay?
she's attractive is because of her fake boobs. Like, it's always something, you know? But with Marlon, oh man, Marlon, that's the man. You know, they all want to be Marlon. They all want to be Marlon. Oddly enough, who would have thought that the men were just jealous of the girlies? They're seeing stuff like this happen to Marlon in 4K, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Here's how to legally steal from your car insurance company. If you can't afford car insurance anymore, it's not.
My bad, y'all.
Keep going.
Thank you, bro.
Huh?
Come to the Lax House. We have a water slide. We have a water slide.
Yo, I got a question though. Can I slide down the water slide? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I can?
You gotta go.
I'm out.
Oh, good to meet you.
Wait, am I sliding down the water slide?
Keep it going.
He got the Riz. He got that. He got the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got the sauce. This is something that I've talked about, that I've heard, I should say, from men, you know, in my spaces or whatever. They come after me. They be like, oh, you don't understand us because you're a Chad and you're a Tyrone. And I've been called that shit. And I think it's hilarious. And I've even had to take a step back because I thought like maybe I'm like, okay, maybe the way that I view women may come from, you know, a place of, I may be viewing women differently because I experienced shit like this growing up. You know, when I was younger, I experienced stuff like, I'm not nowhere near on his level, you know, popularity and all this stuff. But I'm saying, like, you know, for all intents and purposes, I got approached by a lot of women. I would random shit like, you know, come kick it with us, you know, that type of stuff would happen, right? Mm-hmm. So I never got to see the incels, like the dark side of women. I never got to see that side of women because though I experienced a lot of rejection, you know, I also experienced a lot of success. You know what I mean? So I guess it, you know, and I experienced more success than I did rejection. So
when you could come from both sides, you have a unique perspective. I really like hope some of you guys can comment in on or chime in on this video because, like, I can only speak from my experience. Like, I've mainly been attractive most of my life. I'm not saying I'm like this extremely handsome guy, but I literally am a model. I'm very tall, so yeah. I mean, I there's been times where I've gained weight and I've had like a higher body fat percentage. Right now, I'm 13% body fat, but like a few months ago, I was like 18. I was close to 20% body fat a few months ago, right? In May. I had unhealthy habits. I was drinking a lot. I was eating a lot of fast food. So those are the main two things. I wasn't working out, and I was drinking, and I was eating a lot of fast food. And then once I got better looking, I stopped drinking every day like I was doing. I don't smoke that much. I don't smoke at all anymore. I used to be a smoker too, not cigarettes. And then I worked out consistently. Now the attention I get is it's like night and day. Whereas, I was 20% body fat, had face fat, I had a bad haircut. I was pretty much invisible, even at my height. Like, yeah, I would get looks, but the level from which I get now than before is just crazy. So I don't know if some of y'all had the same experience as me. Maybe you were ugly, or maybe you were always attractive. I would be interested to see what y'all experience is.
So I never, maybe, and this is what I'm just being honest. Like, maybe that plays a role into the way that I view women, because I don't have some like deep-seated resentment towards women. Like,
it 100% does. And that's why I was saying earlier, some of these guys don't like women. They hate women because of the experiences that they've had with them. If you aren't attractive now in today's day and age, with how looks are just like number one, you probably won't have great experiences. And that's just what it is. You'll have good experiences. I want to say like you're not going to have any at all, but you'll have way more good experiences as an attractive person than as an unattractive person. Okay? So that's why that viewpoint, and that's why that type of certain content is popular, because a lot of men are average looking, and they're average in a lot of areas. A lot of women are average looking. So when you have a very good looking person, and you see they get all these things handed to them, and they have all this attention, there's a resentment there from some people, and not all. Okay. So there's some type of different reality that attractive people live versus an unattractive person. It's two different worlds.
They didn't like me and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I also think that I would like to think that a reason why I don't feel like that is because I just also never had this huge amount of entitlement when it came to women.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that I really had to unpack. I never really felt entitled to every woman that I ever approached. I never felt like,
you can't,
bro. She rejected me.
You can't
and it was because I was broke, or it was because I was too lean.
Once you really, I'm talking about pausing this video a lot, but he's really spitting and I'm relating to a lot of this. Once you realize that getting a girl means absolutely nothing, you become more fulfilled within your purpose and your mission, because a girl can reject you, but you don't have to take that shit personally. You just don't. Like, it doesn't change who you are. I had to realize that, like, when I became more attractive, I had to know, okay, just because I look a certain way, it does not mean every girl's gonna like me. And that's okay. You have to understand that. I'm talking to you guys. If you are an attractive man, don't be entitled to you think you can get every woman just because you look a certain way. That is not the case. Some women will find you attractive and still not want to sleep with you, and they still won't want to be in a relationship with you for whatever reason. Maybe it's the wrong time. Maybe they just got out of a relationship. Maybe they dealing with somebody. Maybe they're not interested in men right now. Maybe they want to date women. Like, you don't know. Maybe you just don't do it for her. Like, maybe she doesn't like the super attractive look guy. Maybe she likes a rougher looking dude, with a little more like swag, a little more rough. Like, you don't know, bruh. So just be you. You feel me? Don't take rejection personally. Okay.
Or too skinny, or I was darker skinned. I wasn't light enough. I didn't have light eyes, and like I never felt like that. You know what I mean? Like, I always just felt like, oh well, she didn't like me, and then you go talk to another woman, and boom, she's in love with you. Like I said,
and as an attractive person, you have options, right? So if one woman doesn't want you, it's really not the end of the world, because there's another woman down the street that looks just like her, if not better. You know what I'm saying? So do you have an abundance of options as an attractive person? Why be hung up on one person, right? You don't need to be. If she's not fucking with you, don't press the situation. Just move on. Y'all be getting y'all egos too invested, man.
So I guess like the successes outweighed the rejections.
Right, bro.
You know, maybe that's what it was. But I don't think that, I really just think it was, I think the reason I was successful was because I didn't have a bunch of entitlement.
Yeah. And you won't. If you were someone who recently got into your looks, you probably won't be as entitled. Or I don't know. Everybody's different. I don't want to say
Didn't think women owed me anything. I don't think women owe me anything. I never took a woman out on a date and expected sex out of her and things of that nature, you know? And the men who are in these spaces, they're crashing out thinking that the only reason why a man like Marlon is getting the attention he gets is because of how he looks. And I'm like, that's the initial reaction. That's the initial response to his physical appearance, right? Don't get me wrong. I can respect that. I can appreciate that. I will acknowledge that. But let's not act like once he gets there, he's also not a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, did you see how he reacted to that? Look, watch it again. This is what I'm saying. Look at how he responded to this.
Keep going. Thank you, bro.
House.
Huh?
Come to the Lax House. We have a water slide. We have a water slide. We have a water slide.
Yo, I got a question though. Can I slide down the water slide? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I can?
It was a goofy, but it was like a dope. It was like he got excited about it. Like they were excited to invite him, and then he got excited to go by being, oh, can I slide down a water slide? Which proves he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
Right? And also proves he has the ability to have that banter. You know what I mean? Which proves a certain level of intelligence, emotional intelligence, and just regular intelligence, right? Mm-hmm. A lot was exchanged in that, you know, back and forth right there. So I could only imagine once he shows up, how's he gonna act? Probably like a cool motherfucker.
Bro, and that's the thing. When you're attractive, all women want to know is that you're a cool dude. And if you could just talk to them about anything, it doesn't have to be sexual or flirty all the time. You could talk to a woman about anything. Talk to her about supernatural stuff. Talk to her about flowers. Talk to her about traveling. Talk to her about history. Talk to her about just whatever, right? That's gonna carry you. A lot of guys, at least from what women are saying, have no substance. They can't talk about anything. They're stupid, right? So if you read, the only thing I would just tell y'all to do is just read books. Like, be interested in learning about shit, because the more you learn, the more you can be intellectual and the more you can talk about things, and it will just make sense, right? Women just want to know you're a cool dude, because if you're attractive, right, you're already kind of seen as intimidating by some women, not all, but some. So when they approach you first, because they might, it happens to me all the time, and you're just a cool dude, oh my God, you just gain so much points in her eyes. You're not awkward. You could look her in the eyes. You can have that banter. You can be confident. You can be fun. You just gain so much points in her eyes, because a lot of women think attractive people don't have any personalities. And some of y'all don't. Okay? Let's be real.
Probably like a cool motherfucker.
You're just a cool person.
And these men who are fighting against this reality that, yeah, your outside matters, but your inside matters more. They refuse to accept that. They refuse to accept that it's them and not the way that they look, that it's how they function as a human being and not the way that they look. Because you can be, this is what I honestly believe, and you guys could say whatever. For the most part, I think everybody is attractive and or has the ability to be attractive. Meaning, first and foremost, somebody finds everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like there's somebody for everybody, quote unquote, right? So if somebody finds you attractive, then you are attractive to somebody. When we say somebody's attractive, we mean that they're attractive to most people. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Secondly, I think most people can be attractive if they are their healthiest, happiest versions of themselves. I think pretty much everybody can be attractive. I think if you're healthy and mentally, physically and mentally healthy, I think you'll be attractive.
Yeah.
I think you will be attractive. I don't care what you're.
If you just are healthy, bro, you have better habits. Your body will follow. Like I said before, I was like in the 20% range in body fat a few months ago. And I went on a cut, obviously. My face slimmed up a lot. My acne pretty much went away. And I had a lot of belly fat. And you couldn't see my abs. Like my midsection was bloated. So now I have like a V-taper, right? Which is very primal. A lot of women love a man with great shoulder to waist ratio. These are all things that I've gained in just a few months that have kind of shifted my reality a little more, right? And I'm already tall, so that's just like the cherry on top. So I think everyone can be attractive. You just have to have healthy habits.
Your weight is, I don't care. I don't care how pale you are. I don't care how dark you are. I don't give a fuck. I think that most people will find you attractive.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Right? The problem is, though, these men don't connect with humanity, and they refuse to acknowledge that. That's the issue. And now that leads us to this phenomenon that's happening.
I don't think there's ever been a point in history where a man's physical attractiveness has mattered more than it does today. And it's causing a lot of the same.
Oh, real quick, let's normalize women going after men because of their physical appearance. Let's normalize that. I know that I know we probably should be trying to be deeper and all of that shit, but why not? Let's normalize women having a good time with an attractive man.
Yeah.
They deserve that.
They
right?
do. Some women just want to have sex out here. Look, and that's what these women be going for. If they just want to have sex and they just want to get their rocks off, they going for the attractive guy who has appeal. And what is appeal? That's like what yeah, you're attractive, but what's your archetype? Are you like a bad boy type of looking guy? Or are you a rougher, pooky looking type of guy who, look a little rough around the edges, but he's handsome? Are you a nerd, but you are attractive? Like, what's your appeal? Do you have tattoos? That's the type of woman that's going to be like, okay, I just want him for tonight, whatever. And they'll be more likely to sleep with those types of men because they look a certain way. And when you get substance, that's when you can keep them around, okay?
Look how ugly men are. Look at the average man. Like, let's be so fucking for real. Look at the average man. The average man is pretty fucking ugly compared to women. Like, women are, I've said this 1,000 times, even women think women are more attractive than men. That doesn't mean that they're attracted to women. Like,
y'all see them videos where they be like, oh, there's way more attractive women walking around than attractive men. And there's some truth to it, yeah, but yeah, it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Are sexually attracted to women, or they want to be with women, or whatever. The same way I can admit that Marlon is extremely attractive. Like but not to knock Marlon kind of is feminine look. Like he has a lot of estrogen. Let me put it like, he probably got a lot of testosterone too, but he got a lot of estrogen. The way his nose, his cheekbones, he's very easy on the eyes, and I think it's because he has a lot of feminine qualities in him, or whatever. I mean physically, or on him, I should say, feminine qualities on him. Women are more attractive than men, right? The average man is pretty unattractive. So goddamn, it's already slim pickings out here for the women's. Let them have their fun too, man. Let them have their fun too. As long as they safe, I'm all for it. Go have your fun. Go on and hunch on a hot man. Have a hot girl summer, hunch on a hot boy. Like, what is we talking about here? Y'all, the men's be crashing out. Women can't do nothing. They can't like a nigga because he cute no more. God. Or I'm sorry, not no more. Ever? They can't like women can't like men because of a man's attractiveness. That's where that's where we're at now. The men's are crashing out so bad. Women can't even like men solely based on attraction. BOA. Like, what the fuck is going on, man?
I don't think there's ever been a point in history where a man's physical attractiveness has mattered more than it does today. And it's causing a lot of the same issues that women have been facing for like ever. But because this is so new to us, we don't really know how to handle it, right? Now, the reason this is the case is because for a long time, we didn't really let women do anything. And so whatever they wanted out of life, they needed a man to give it to them. And so they cared a lot more about a man's status and resources. But now that they can get all that shit on their own, they kind of have the leeway to care about a man's attractiveness in terms of.
That is the whole what do you bring to the table argument boiled down into what he's saying. That is what it is. For women now, it's what do you bring to the table? Yeah, I got my own money. I got my own car insurance. I got my own bank account. I could drive my own car. I fly myself to Dubai. I'm doing all the things that men that we had to use men or we needed to rely on men to do for us. I'm doing them. And also a lot of women are doing them better than men are doing it, right?
Yeah.
Even back in the day. Yeah. So they're like, what
women
else?
Women are very good with like, when they really apply themselves, they're very good with like finances. Like women are good with business. Like, yeah, 100%.
Not for me. Do you have a personality that's not mine? Because we know men like to steal women's personalities. So do you have a personality that's not my personality or some other woman's personality that you've stolen? Do you have a sense of humor? Are you kind? Are you nice? Are you consistent? Are you honest? Do you have integrity?
Yeah.
Can you provide? Like, will you, and when I say provide, can you provide graciously? Can you provide without financially abusing me? Are you willing to? Can you step up to the plate? Are you educated? Do you read? Do you drink water? Like, women want to know. These are pertinent things. These are pertinent questions that women need answers to. And the men can't answer them. Because all they got, up
choosing a partner. And this goes both ways, right? Because now a lot of men are going into dating expecting a dual income relationship. And so men are starting to care a lot less about just finding the hottest women they can.
But still men say they don't care about a woman's job, they don't care about her title, and they don't care about her education. Just so we're clear. If you talk to most men are still saying that, by the way. They do expect women to work because most women work, but they also are out here literally running around saying, we don't care about your degrees, we don't care about your education, we don't care about how much money you make. Literally, that's what most men are saying. That's not just the men I hear, that's not just the men I talk to. I guarantee you, if we did a poll, most men have they said that? Fuck if they believe it or not. Have they said that? Yes, most men have said that.
Because now a lot of men are going into dating expecting a dual income relationship. And so men are starting to care a lot less about just finding the hottest women they can find and caring more about what a woman is doing with her life. Now, this has led to
men don't care about what women are doing with their lives.
We don't.
Starting to care a lot less about just finding the hottest women they can find and caring more about what a woman is doing with her life. Now, this has led to a lot of frustration in unattractive men and is a big reason why the incel movement has picked up so much steam, because these guys kind of have a point, right? Where
they don't.
If you are an unattractive man, it might feel like the world doesn't give a fuck about you, no matter.
How do you really get yourself to be in a place where you actually get the results that you really want?
I'm not even gonna watch this whole video because it's so long, but we're gonna...
Lies. Unattractive men, most men are unattractive. I'm not going to even hold you. Most men are unattractive.
Yeah.
But most men still have access to women. Again, so logically, it never makes sense. That's not what's going on. The world doesn't have it out for unattractive men. Ugly men are winning. Ugly men are winning. Attractive men are winning. Attractive men are losing. Like our reality as men, attractiveness helps. Attractiveness does help. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying that our ability to succeed in society is not based on our physical attractiveness. That is still something that women hold pretty much 100%.
Pretty much.
They control 100% of the market on that.
Yeah.
How attractive a woman is determines if she lives or dies sometimes, y'all.
Yeah.
That will never be the case for men. Listen to what I'm saying.
And that's what I was saying earlier about the pretty privilege, because women can literally carry themselves through lives, right? And their privilege shows up way different. Whereas men, you're still not guaranteed nothing. You still have to deal with, like, the world is stacked against you, no matter if you're attractive or unattractive. And yes, women have their challenges as well, but we have to be honest, like men, we have to go out and make something of ourselves. We have to. Women can be handed things way more than men can. Okay? That's just the reality of things. It doesn't matter if you're attractive or unattractive. We both have struggles. Unattractive men have struggles. Attractive men have struggles. Okay? Just because you look a certain way, that doesn't necessarily mean, especially as a man, that you're going to have a better life. Yes, you'll have a different experience in life. Having a better life and having a different experience in life doesn't necessarily like mean the same thing, okay? It's all about how you frame it in your mind, right? All right, let's watch a little bit more, and we're going to end the video.
How attractive a woman is can determine if she will live or die. Men will ignore a woman that they are unattractive to and literally allow her to die while they stand right there. Men will not protect women who they don't find attractive. Yeah. And allow that woman to get hands and feet put all on her.
Damn.
The world is not crumbling around unattractive men, bro. That is such bullshit. That is such bullshit.
Have a point, right? Where if you are an unattractive man, it might feel like the world doesn't give a fuck about you, no matter what you do. And this has been a reality for unattractive women forever. Yeah. But because it's been a reality for so long, they have way better ways of coping with it and understanding it. But because it's so new to men, we're just kind of bouncing off the fucking walls, right?
No, the reason why women are better at coping with this is because the women can process their emotions better, first and foremost. But secondly, women are connected to their humanity.
Yeah.
So they're not, their reaction to this.
Okay. I'm gonna end the video here. It's already gotten very long. Let me know your thoughts on this. I think it's interesting. We're in the middle of a interesting time right now where men's looks are being prioritized, and it's like it can feel like you're not doing anything if you're not good looking. But I just want to encourage y'all that at the end of the day, bro, you want to just look good for yourself. If you're healthy, you're gonna naturally look better. Okay, it's just about being a healthy, well-rounded person. Okay, so if y'all do that, y'all gonna have success. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.